Hey y'all, it's Anime Kidman. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 11th episode of The Promised Neverland. And oh boy, this anime just keeps on finding ways to one-up itself. And my goodness, this is by far the best episode of the entire show. And let me explain why now. From a story standpoint, this episode did marvelously. We made a lot of plot progression because we finally now have the plan to escape the the farm. We finally have it set into motion. They at least at the end of the episode get all the way to the wall. So we've made a lot of plot progression. And what I also like about the plot about this episode is they didn't skimp on the details. I loved how it had more or less explanations as to what went on, because throughout the anime it's shown us perspectives of certain characters, but it didn't show us the perspective of the little kids or some private conversations that Norman and Emma had in regards to finding ways so that Ray doesn't sacrifice himself. So I like all these darn sequences. They were all great. So it was pretty damn awesome to see how throughout all this time you had Emma talking to the kids, and then you had Dawn and Gilda also talking to some kids, telling them about the whole situation about the farm, and then listening to the conversation that Cronia had with Emma and Norman a few episodes ago, how it all comes back together. And this episode shows off marvelous directing, because this episode wouldn't have had this kind of impact if we were able to see these scenes in chronological order. But since we didn't see this type of stuff in chronological order, and we're getting it through like quick flashbacks, it made the scene much more impactful, because for a second it really made it seem like Ray was gonna die, and I was feeling sad, and I was like, no. And even during the live action, I was like yelling at my screen. I was like, fuck. That was my mind. But then when it revealed that Emma saved Norman, because Ray, I meant to say Ray was about to burn himself. And to see that sequence, how they fooled Isabella by first having one of them cut their own ears out, putting him in some place so that she could be distracted, and then they escape because you have Isabella wanting to get the brain of at least Ray so that it can be edible to the monsters. But then when she realizes too late that everyone's already a far distance, I fucking love to see that. At least for a second, some of the smug smiles that Isabella had gone for at least a bit. At least till the end of the episode. Then the bitch is all evil laughing. I'm like, oh goodness, what does this bitch have planned? It's really what really got me to feel emotional about this episode. So honestly, I felt that's why this episode was great from a story standpoint. It had great twists. It had fucking great plot progression, and it was mind-blowing for the reasons I mentioned, because I never really thought they had this all planned out in this precise way. And that's what made this episode beautiful. And it made me feel an emotional moment, only to realize that it was all part of the plan. So I was like, alright, good job episode, good job. So, did that great. From a character standpoint, it was amazing. We got to see Emma character development, how she and Norman were all this time pretty much made this plan to like have the kids pretty much learn about the situation. So it shows Emma's maturity in this situation and her great acting abilities too. The way she can fake emotions to fool Isabella was also something beautiful to see. And the way they made it seem like Ray was burning himself alive by having like this hair by Anna cut and this meat so that it portrays a human being burned was also a brilliant thing to see. So I love it. And also loved how it shows more of Ray's selflessness when he wanted to sacrifice himself so that he can increase the chances of Emma escaping by having a fire. I like that too. I also like Ray's intelligence too, because at the very least it was nice to see him plan things like having Molotovs and all and gasoline ready to light him up. That was also another cool thing I really enjoyed about this episode. And that's why I felt it succeeded from the character standpoint. And it also showed Dawn and Gilda putting in the work. They weren't just sitting on the asses, they were also spreading the information to kids and doing it in secret, having to hear the conversations to the door so that they also can believe in the situation that they're in, a farm being set up to be slaughtered. So I like that too, showing up that isn't just Emma Ray getting the glory, it's also Dawn and Gilda. So that's cool too. And that's why I felt this episode succeeded from a character standpoint. As for the art animation, they were great. I don't even have to speak much about it because it always looks good each and every single episode. Voice performances were amazing, and that's why I'm gonna rate this episode a 10 out of fucking 10. This episode, honestly, was damn impressive, and I'm eagerly gonna anticipate episode 12. So anyways, guys and gals, these are my thoughts on the episode. Comment down your thoughts in the comment section below. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more, because I'm definitely pumped up for more. Alright, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.